Welcome everyone into Darlington for the first time ever in the PGR eSports. This is the Sunday Funday, and we're going to have some fun here tonight in the street stocks as we get set for heat number 1. It'll be 15 laps as Casey Sprinkle Malik Ray will lead us down for the first time ever on a Sunday night. And we're getting going a little bit late here as we decided last minute to do the broadcast. So we'll get all the information out to you guys here shortly, but nonetheless, we are on track and we are ready to go as green flag is out here at Darlington. As you see, the 59 of Sprinkle is your leader, Malik Ray, there on the top side of the track. Here comes the 21 of John Ellis. So a couple heats here tonight, which will help set the grid for the feature race. As Ellis battles here with Sprinkle on the bottom. And the too tough to tame here in Darlington. And all these drivers tonight, they'll definitely have their Darlington stripe. And one getting one right there. Off turn number 2, we are wrecking already here. Caution is not out yet. Will stay green. Craighead is off. He has crashed. And Ellis leads 3 wide, which you don't normally see here off turn number 4 at Darlington. He'll bring Malik Ray with him. Casey Sprinkle now, the lone car here on the outside as he gets a little bit of help. So 20, I believe 23 cars here. Mark Vondell, he is damaged. Already hit the wall in the 59. Craighead is off. He's on pit lane, as is Danny Barnes. But back up front, the battle for the lead is on. We stay 3 wide into turn number 1. Here's the 13 of John Forbes. Excuse me. And I don't know how these guys going to make it work. They're beating and banging off turn 2 down the backstretch. In the middle, the 82 machine of Kyler Wynn. And this is some awesome racing we have going on in the front as Malik Ray is now taking the lead from John Ellis here with 11 laps to go in the heat. A little bit farther on back, it's going to be Tyler Vickery battling with Matthew Baker. And Ethan Eckert, Kenny McCullough Jr. here as well in the 03 working on Eckert. And he'll go underneath him. Daniel Falkingham in the 39 farther back. With John Ward. As we got one in the wall here as Ward comes up on a slow car. Appreciate y'all joining us here tonight for something new. We'll see how it works out here. And I'm also in the middle of switching and swapping out my PC. So still on the old one right now. So like I said, kind of late. Don't have too many features set up for the Sunday series just yet. But at least here live tonight. Get to cover the race. And so far, so good. As Malik Ray now has to battle John Forbes Jr., who is looking strong here underneath Ray into turn number 1 as he's getting a shove from the 11 of Dylan Jones. Two by two up front with 9 to go. And, man, we've seen some really good action here in the front. Look at how close right now the top 7 to Jarrett Talmadge in the 7th position. Right there in the green. car. I mean, they are separated by less than a second here. And this is some really good racing. I have to go back here to Tyler Vickery, who's leading this second pack, as Eckert looks low with the 05 of Josh McCullough. Excuse me, Matthew Baker. And they really take time to get used to paint schemes here in the street stock. Now 6 laps to go. Malik Ray still your leader. But Ellis, he is stalking here in the 21 as Casey Sprinkle pulls to his back bumper. They're going to put Josh McCullough a lap down here. Josh McCullough is going to fight it off as much as he can. Remember, this will set the grid for tonight's feature race here at Darlington. And we're going to get a good view here of John Ellis working on race leader Malik Ray here at the exit of turn number 2. And you could see he's working right on that back bumper, getting the number 1 loose there a little bit as we head into turn number 3. The Earnhardt Tower to the right. And he's still slipping and sliding all over this racetrack. Is John Ellis nearly spins himself out. He's able to keep it together. And a man out of Fort Mill, South Carolina. Scary moment there. 4 laps to go now. As the FarmersOnly.com machine is trying to get past John Forbes now. Here comes Casey Sprinkle. Kyler Wynn into the top 5. As Talmadge battles Dylan Jones. They are literally, there is not much to separate these drivers here up front. Top 7 right now, all glued. Back to Daniel Falkingham and Ethan Eckert. That will be 8th and 9th. Now this is the race for the heat win. The heat winner will get paid here tonight. 3 wide is the 82 of Kyler Wynn underneath Forbes. Ellis looks like he might go for a ride. He saves it up into the wall. 13 into the wall as well. Here comes Casey Sprinkle. Just 2 laps to go here in the heat. Malik Ray doing everything he can to hold off this field. But here comes the 82 of Wynn, as he always does. And the 13 of Forbes battles back to his outside. He'll give Malik Ray a nudge. As we go high above the speedway in the Goodyear blimp. White flag this time by 1 lap to go in tonight's heat. Malik Ray still trying to hold a hard-charging Forbes off. Kyler Wynn goes under. Casey Sprinkle hits the wall. Here comes Forbes. He's going to be side by side with Malik Ray. They're going to beat and bang all the way to the line. And Malik Ray wins the heat here tonight. And he is in the books. And we'll go back here to the checkered flag. And what a race that was. Actually, we're not going to be able to see a replay of that. We're actually going to go live here. Back, I believe, a warm-up now. As we'll get a quick join here with Matthew Baker momentarily, as we just witnessed a really good heat race here tonight. And we'll see if Matthew Baker has a copy.
Yeah, I got you.
All right, man. Well, hey, the numbers ended up being pretty good. I'm glad we came here up in the tower to broadcast this one. An awesome heat race here tonight. I'm assuming we're going to go right to the feature here.
Yeah, just one heat. It had 30 people per heat, so my bad on that. But still going to be, a good race at a little earlier night tonight as well. And we'll get 60 laps in the books. It should be able to make it on fuel the whole way. When I was running out there, let's see what I was getting. Yeah, let's get about 70 laps to the tank, 80 laps to the tank. So they should be good to run it the whole way. So hopefully we get no cautions and you get to see these guys actually duke it out for 60 laps. You saw Falkingham start to creep back into the picture. He was trying to track everyone down after starting in the pits. Starting 16th, making his way up to 8th place. Eckert started 18th, made his way up to 9th, and McCullough from 12th to 10th. He'll start on the pole with an invert 10 here after the heat race.
Well, before we let you go, we saw how well these were racing in the front. I know you were a little bit behind that main pack, but side-by-side racing, these guys able to beat and bang. And, I mean, you had 7 cars, less than a second in the front of the pack, going for the win. How racy are these things out there?
Very racy. Looks like we had 21 cars take the grid, so that'll be what our payouts are based off of. And it'll be 20 cars actually in the feature. I'll be sitting out and race controlling and helping you out with the broadcast, so we'll get that all figured out and watch this race go green, hopefully.
Well, we are getting set to go racing here. We'll go to the grid here in about 30 seconds. And looking forward to this one. Casey Sprinkle out of North Wilkesboro, North Carolina. Getting some practice laps in right now. 17 and Nathan Harper right behind him out on the track. So all the practice here tonight will make perfect, hopefully, for some of these drivers looking to go to victory lane here, as we have some fun on Sunday nights ahead. And hopefully it'll be a night of growth here as we look to do a couple different things. And a great start there as the first heat won by Malik Ray, and that'll end the practice session. The checkered flag has waved, and we'll head down to the grid here shortly. We'll take a quick break here live on the PGR eSports Network. Back here live at Darlington as we get set for 60 laps of action. And the track that is too tough to tame. And all these drivers tonight will leave with that infamous Darlington stripe on the right side as Kenny McCullough Jr. with the invert 10 will start on the front row here tonight with Ethan Eckert to his outside. Malik Ray was the winner of the heat. He will start in 10th as 20 drivers, I believe 21 drivers will start tonight's race here for the PGR eSports Sunday Funday. As the pace truck lights are out, we will go green this time by as the 03 of McCullough will lead us down. We saw some really good racing there in the heat. Will we see it continue here in the feature? I bet you so, as we get set here to get to the restart zone for the first time here for the feature. Green flag is out.
Start there, didn't know it was an invert 10. So you're going to see him probably take it pretty easy here into the first turn. Everyone just minding their P's and Q's early, 3 wide towards the back. But good single file racing here on the bottom. It looks like, oh, big wreck.
Craighead out back. Caution will fly. And the yellow flag out for the first time tonight with McCullough still your race leader. And as Baker alluded to just earlier, 100% fuel, I believe, in these cars. So fuel will not be an issue tonight. They'll have 3 sets of tires available in the pits if they need them. And at Darlington, you would expect some tire wear for sure here tonight. So we'll see how these drivers utilize their tire situation. But Craighead and Sheets, Justin Johnson, Tyler Vickery going to be involved in the first caution of the night. Good to see David Sheets back out here in PGR.
Fast repair too, so hopefully you get able to get back to the pits. I think he may have blew his motor, but it'll be a tough.
Keep an eye here in the back of the pack, because that is where we will have the caution flag flying. Apologies here. We're trying to get the replay here. A little bit weird here. I'm not sure why that replay wasn't working. We'll go back, try to look at it one more time. And here we go. I believe this will work for us. Here they come. Off the turn. 4 wide nearly. 3 wide here with Josh McCullough. And there's Craighead in the middle. And the 48, and I believe he's just going to snap here loose off the turn. Up. It's going to be Josh McCullough, actually. He's going to come up the racetrack, get into Craighead. Actually, the 15 turning the 06 at the same time. David Sheets turned. As you see, the 06 and the 2, I believe, Tyler Vickery is going to hit the inside of the wall hard, and a lot of damage for both. And that's what brought out the first caution of the night. As we are pacing, Kenny McCullough Jr. leads it. Daniel Falkingham, Ethan Eckert, Dylan Jones, Casey Sprinkle, your top 5.
Yeah, just the people up front were minding their P's and Q's early, but the people in the back trying to make moves, get up front. One of the biggest losers there on that caution is going to be Malik Ray, dropping yet another spot down to 11th spot. But he is starting on the inside. That's going to help him out and try and get back to the front. But this invert's kind of cool. Gives other people a little bit of a shot here. Try and get up kids some money. Casey Sprinkle. Dylan Jones, you know, he's always getting money in the Super Speedway Series. But hit the invert right. And Kenny McCullough hit the invert right as well.
Well, we'll grow green here once again. Try to get back to that heat race that we had. As Malik Ray now outside the top 10. He was the winner of the tonight's seat. You see him here in the number 1, right behind John Forbes, who nearly beat Malik Ray coming to the line. They were beating and banging all the way to the checkered line there in the heat. Here comes the pace truck to pit lane. McCullough and Falkingham now will lead us to green. Ethan Eckert, Dylan Jones right there behind him as we get back to green flag racing.
Green flag.
A good jump by Kenny again on the bottom, able to clear both. Falkingham not in the preferred lane here. They're getting loose out back, collecting each other. Oh, they save it. Absolutely sideways in the backs, but they are banging doors towards the middle of the pack. Casey Sprinkle trying to block 3 wide from Kyler Wynn. Not going to happen. Kenny McCullough doing a great job holding off the charge from this top lane. Contact up this top lane just a little bit. Ethan Eckert trying to slide through. Watch for the dive bomb here as they're going to go 2 wide into turn 1.
2 wide into turn 1. The 12 looking to get the lead. We're going to have a wreck a little bit farther back. It could bring out the yellow. It might not. It looks like they are saving it. Cars fanning all over the racetrack right now as the 16 of Jarrett Talmadge. He looks to go 3 wide. He thinks better of it, and he'll back up the racetrack a little bit as Ethan Eckert pinches McCullough. Here comes Talmadge again and Daniel Falkingham. We stay 2 by 2 here up front. First 4 cars beating and banging all over on that lap. And here's the 11. Dylan Jones stalking now the leaders.
Comes Talmadge trying to get up front here. Not able to get there, though. Oh, into the outside wall goes Kenny McCullough hard in the outside wall. That's going to cause some big damage to that right side. But Ethan Eckert trying to get clear. Going to get pushed by Talmadge. Can he clear? Is going to have to drive it off a little bit harder. Kenny is there. Puts Ethan Eckert into the... Wrecking towards the back as well.
Yellow, yellow, yellow.
Yellow flag out for the second time tonight. Some really good racing here in the front of the pack, but in the back, it's Danny Barnes, Justin Johnson bringing out your yellow flag here. As Darlington proving it's too tough to tame here in the first 10 laps of tonight's feature race. And we'll go back here. Danny Barnes involved in this one. You see him in the number 7 Hyper Machine right there in the green and yellow. And look, see here, the 48 of Craighead involved in another one. He's going to come down the racetrack, get into Barnes. He's going to hit the wall hard. Here comes McCullough. He'll aid in turning the number 7. And Danny Barnes, Josh McCullough, Cameron Craighead. Another caution flag. Justin Johnson involved here in the number 15. You see right front damage to his machine. As he comes back, and he had already had the damage. And then Barnes comes down the racetrack. He's going to add to his damage. Barnes up and over. Now that comes after the yellow was out. And a hard hit for Johnson and Barnes. As Barnes will end up flipping here. Ends up on all 4. And we'll watch that end of that one again. That was a big one. Yeah, Johnson doing everything he can to avoid it, and he just nowhere to go. And that's going to, unfortunately, most likely end the night of himself and Danny Barnes. Back up front here. Jarrett Talmadge, your leader. And the pace truck lights out again. We'll go green for the third time here tonight. 10 of 60 in the books. It's been some really exciting green flag racing. And the battle for the lead so far in the feature and the heat has been impressive. We'll see now what new leader Jarrett Talmadge can do. Falkingham now, he's up on the front row. Dylan Jones, Kenny McCullough, and John Ellis, your top 5. As we get set to go green. Now turn number 4 here. The 16 will get us to the restart zone. And we are off and running once again here.
Green flag.
Talmadge with a great start. For him to try and scoot out of the way here. Falkingham and Jones are probably going to stay side by side. Oh, one of the outside walled hard. That is the 06 of David Sheets.
Yeah, David Sheets slow on the racetrack. Right now, the fastest man, Jarrett Talmadge. But here comes Dylan Jones on the bottom. John Ellis now as well. We got to start a little bit farther back due to the invert. But he was strong in tonight's heat.
Up here causing chaos. Daniel Falkingham. Here comes a big slide job for the lead. Can he get it? Not going to be able to do it. Talmadge able to stay up on the top side. Jones going to get to the back bumper. Falkingham giving him a push.
These two battling hard up front. Will Falkingham get it? They're going to be side by side, and they are going to drag race near identical at the start-finish line. We have a couple battling farther back in the pack, but these two right now put on a show. At the front of the pack is Dylan Jones waiting for a miscue here to try to take the lead himself. He'll pick the top lane down the backstretch. Malik Ray now on his way back up to the front. He's now underneath Ellis. And that'll also bring Forbes, who is fast in the heat, back up front as well. So the cream rising to the top here. And these two will drag race once again off turn 4 right to the line. It looks like Jarrett Talmadge will inch out Falkingham again.
Ford doesn't want to hold up the faster cars here. This front set will start to pull away here if it stay single file here behind Ward. Ward gave way to a couple cars. I wouldn't give many away after that, but it's probably going to be a top 6 payout here with the lower entries, but still going to be a fun time. Nonetheless, as you see this big battle up front, Talmadge, Falkingham side by side up front. Dylan Jones to the back bumper of Falkingham. Just can't give him the push that he needs down into the corner to get clear.
Yeah, excellent side-by-side racing here up front. 15 laps now in of 60. You see Vickery, Barnes both down a lap. Lawless in pit lanes. Sheets down 2. Rogers wearing out of the race. Talmadge, Falkingham, Ellis, Jones, and Ray, your top 5. John Ward has entered the picture in the 7th position. And Ethan Eckert now just outside the top 10 tonight in the 11th position.
He's one of those that came down, chose fresh tires, and he's trying to drive through the field, hopefully not burning up his stuff to get near these guys.
Now these two right now at the front, they are running practical identical lap times. A 35.02 for Talmadge and a 35.04 to Falkingham. And if you look at Ellis and Jones, those guys running nearly identical laps as well. And some of these guys farther back, just under the 35-second bracket. So all these cars tonight, the way they're running, they all have a shot. As action for this top 10. It's heating up.
Ellison to the outside wall, so is Dylan Jones, Malik Ray, John Forbes to the bottom there. John Ward, Nathan Harper, Casey Sprinkle with a good side-by-side battle as this lead's going to heat up here. Falkingham, can he clear? He does just barely. Here comes the crossover move from Talmadge. Can't get to the back bumper of Falkingham and Daniel Falkingham to lead as they approach lap cars that are too wide in front of them.
Talmadge locked onto the back bumper of Falkingham. They'll come apart a little bit here in the turn. Ellis now here on the top with Dylan Jones going to get a run off turn number 4. They'll get a little bit of draft help there onto the 16 of Talmadge. But Malik Ray now trying to slide into the picture. He can't get in there just yet. It's a little tight there coming off turn number 2 as Dylan Jones loose. Man, these guys up on the wheel here tonight.
Justin Johnson, David Sheets, fair game there. Just got Daniel Wallace and the next one to go a lap down. These guys up front starting to single file out a little bit. Malik Larry trying to push the track position here, trying to get around Ellis and Jones. But I found on the bottom, I mean, it is really hard to make a pass. You have to stay patient. You have to stay committed, just like Malik.
Right here with John Ward out of Georgia as he works the bottom of the racetrack now, looking to try to get around the 11 of Dylan Jones. And congestion up ahead from John Ward. 21 of 60 in. He looks underneath here in turn number 1, doing all he can to make his way into the top 5.
Leaders there, he will pull to the inside, all the way down. He's getting back up the track. Oh my gosh!
I can't believe that these guys somehow saved it. I mean, the lap car up and into the pack. I mean, Malik Ray took a ton of damage. You can see it here. We're going to get a great shot of it. A ton of damage here to the 1 as he's now up to P2. We'll see if that'll hurt him or not. Here comes Talmadge around the 13 of Forbes. Falkingham, the biggest lead so far of tonight, due in fact to that lap car that nearly crashed the entire field. I believe it was Lawless, not exactly sure, but here comes Malik Ray chasing Falkingham with damage. He's got some left front damage, Baker. It looks like here's the 16 to his inside is Talmadge now. Looks like he'll make the easy pass here. And quick work, Malik Ray.
Yeah, that'll be a black flag for the 97 getting into the leaders here. It looks like Malik Ray possibly has engine damage. I mean, that's just not much you can really predict there for someone to come up that high. So, oh, and Ethan Eckert just punts Cameron Craighead out of the way. Cameron Craighead was slow in front of him. He said, "Excuse me, I'll be having this position." Moves him right out of the way.
We'll go back and take a peek at it here on the replay, and this is what Baker saw on the racetrack. Here's the 12 to the back bumper, the 48 underneath, and he moves him right out of the way. Nathan Harper hits the wall, has to check up, gets in the back bumper of Craighead, and Ethan Eckert drives off.
To the bottom side, looking for a pass on Falkingham. Look, John Forbes just came out of absolutely nowhere. He's came from about 8th place on this restart up to 3rd, and just doing a great job managing his runs, managing his tires, and making his passes in the right spot.
Yeah, an excellent job so far from Talmadge. He could be the man to beat, but Forbes as well. He was really fast in tonight's heat in the 13. He's now stalking your leaders, and Forbes, I mean, he nearly won the heat over Malik Ray, and now he's looking to get to the front. We approach the halfway point. Falkingham leads another lap here as Jones, Malik Ray actually still holding here in the top 5. Dylan Jones in the top 5 as well. Kyler Wynn starting to come to the front.
Dave right there towards the back with Ethan Eckert. And Cameron Craighead again going at it. I mean, they're beating and banging back here towards John Ward, Nathan Harper. And up front, still a great battle. This top about 12 cars doing a great job holding it together.
Yeah, they really are. I mean, we've had some close calls, and we go back to the close call with the lap car getting up into the field there. We still can't believe that we really did not have a wreck or an accident from that. Obviously, Malik Ray taking the grunt of it, but the fact that these guys, it didn't really make them flinch. They kept all their Goodyear tires here on the racetrack, and we were able to keep on driving. As Talmadge looks to the bottom here, Forbes now up to P2, right on Falkingham's bumper. Side by side off turn 4. And these cars up here glued to the racetrack. 8 of them all in total back to Casey Sprinkle. Within less than a second of one another at the moment.
Great job by everyone else keeping it together, keeping it clean. Kenneth McCullough towards the back, 13th position. More people off the pace. Tyler Vickery, Sheets, Johnson. McCullough, they're hoping for a caution here to get it restacked and hope for some chaos here.
Well, here we go, getting close here now to lap 30. Next time by, we'll get halfway. A couple cautions here early in tonight's race, but green so far here throughout the middle. And we'll ride on board here with Dylan Jones, as he's now entered the picture in the top 5. Right here behind Talmadge at the moment. And working down here into turn 1. And yellow flag is out right here at the halfway point. Justin Johnson involved as he slowed down. And Johnson, I believe, the reason why we get the 3rd yellow flag of the night. That'll bring some other drivers into the picture. Tyler Vicker, I believe, will be your lucky dog. And Barnes and Johnson now will race for the lucky dog here on the next run. I believe 20 cars started tonight's field. Mark Rogers, James Waring showing up on the scoring, but they did not start the race. Matthew Baker, race control here tonight. So 20 cars here in the street stocks at Darlington. And down the Boeing backstretch, it is Justin Johnson. We'll go back and see if we can figure out what happened here with the 15 machine of Justin Johnson. On way down the racetrack here, as he's drifting it around the turn. Here comes the 05 of McCullough. And, man, McCullough's sideways here as well. And these two, yeah, McCullough, ooh, wow. McCullough actually gets into Justin Johnson. So, Josh McCullough there. And you'll see it again here, real time. As he turns Justin Johnson, able to drive off, but could be driving off into a penalty. We'll find out here shortly for Josh McCullough.
Tyler Vickery going to get the lucky dog there. Danny Barnes, he's 1 lap down. Justin Johnson 1 lap down, but he's going to go into pit road. Danny Barnes, however, he's going to stay out on the track and try and get a lap back here.
And a lot of, well, practically everyone on the lead lap into pit lane. So taking tires for sure here. And obviously some handling is a factor here tonight. 4 tires going on practically every car out on the track. Looks like the only one that not take 4, John Forbes Jr. He'll assume the lead here, I do believe.
He will assume the lead. Falkingham's going to come off. Craighead's going to take 2. Kyler Wynn. Casey Sprinkle also look like they were 2.
Vickery gets the lucky dog. So he'll be back on the lead lap, and he's going to try to overcome some early adversity here tonight. Daniel Falkingham, I believe, will cycle up here to P2. Cameron Craighead. I mean, he's bounced off just about everything tonight. Somehow he is up here in the top 5. Kyler Wynn, Casey Sprinkle as well. So Sprinkle, who has started off good here tonight. See if he can get back to where he would like to be, and that is on the top of the scoring pylon. Appreciate the viewers here on a Sunday night. Lots to look forward to here in the esports world and the iRacing as PGR 500 will come to you, the second annual in the first week of February. And want to shout out Daniel Falkingham, winner of the Nazra, King of Talladega race this past weekend. And man, it was awesome to watch the race. I know it didn't end well for my co-host here tonight, Matthew Baker, but
Green flag.
PGR came to sponsor a stage in the race and was able to watch some of that, and some really good shout outs over there from the Nazra guys. And of course, a PGR driver that we knew he was going to go to victory lane, but I couldn't believe how many drivers that race in this community filled the field at the King of Talladega. They really showed out and showed up. And yep, the man that wins the big trophies, the 39 of Daniel Falkingham, got another big one this past weekend.
Oh, man. I mean, the racing for second place is unbelievable going on right now. 3 wide, now been down to 2 wide. Falkingham checks Craighead. Craighead going to come up the track just a little bit. No, he keeps it wrapped to the bottom. Forbes doing a great job here, leading on this outside line. And here comes Daniel Falkingham on the outside. He's going to clear. Oh, one around on the back. Boom, huge hit. That's going to be yellow.
Yellow flag is out.
I believe Kenny McCullough Jr. spun. He did. And we have another race car with a lot of damage. That's David Sheets. So some friendly fire there after the fact as Kenny McCullough Jr. as night is over. Smoke billowing out from the 03. And trouble has struck for Kenny McCullough as he'll limp this car to the garage area. And we'll watch it here. Kenny McCullough in the top 10. Right behind Eckert, right in front of Nathan Harper. And we'll see what happens here. Harper comes to offset, push the 03. And he is going to turn the 03 of Kenny McCullough. And Harper most likely going to be gifted a penalty from race control as the 03 hard into the inside wall. And he's going to come back up the racetrack to a stop here. But I believe we'll catch David Sheets, unless David Sheets was already slow. We'll find out. Here's the 06 of David Sheets. Yeah, David Sheets just finishes off Kenny McCullough, and we'll go on the cockpit. That was a hard hit after the fact as well. And I think David was just following the 4, thinking the 4 was going to lead him around McCullough, and the 4 went back, swung down, swung back up, and it was too late as he just gets right into Kenny McCullough. As, man, for him and Sheets, both of those guys to the garage area. As Forbes Jr., your leader with 24 laps to go, we'll take a quick break here. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back here to Darlington. back here live as we get set to go green again. 23 laps to go. It'll be 22 when we hit the line. Flagman getting ready to wave the green flag. It's back out here at Darlington. As Forbes will lead us to the start-finish line there. Falkingham to his outside, and already Kyler Wynn looking 3 wide underneath Cameron Craighead.
He did last time. Oh, man, going to drive all the way to the bottom. Forbes didn't get a good restart there. 4 wide. For third place, this is not going to work out. I mean, that's 16 tires trying to come together once they make it work. Unbelievable racing up front. Daniel Falkingham going to walk away.
Man, Tyler Vickery nearly wrecked again. He's going to save it up and into the wall. A couple times again as well for Vickery. He's getting multiple Darlington stripes here on this lap. Here comes Dylan Jones. He's all out of sorts. Now he gathers it up here underneath Craighead. Falkingham still leads it. Kyler Wynn, though, with the start of the race. Now he works here on Falkingham. No fear for the 82. He practically nearly put it 5 wide. I saw 5 cars wide at one point here, and that just does not work at Darlington. He's going to put the slider there on Falkingham. Falkingham all out of sorts. Here comes Forbes and Ellis.
I mean, Kyler Wynn just shot out of a cannon on that restart. Able to get up to first place. It got Falkingham all loose trying to cover on the outside, and Forbes trying to slip in between Falkingham and Sprinkle got Falkingham wicked loose as they're trying to drive to this checkered flag. 20 to go here.
Yeah, this is some really spectacular racing, and man, I'm excited about this series. I'm excited about these street stocks for if we can run these things. This has been a fun race, and it's been a lot of comers and goers. I know we still see Kyler Wynn, a guy familiar face at the front, is Falkingham as well, but good to see a Forbes up here. Cameron Craighead's been battling Talmadge. I know he's dropped back to 9th right now, but he's been a factor. Obviously, we've had some different strategies here with the tires. But it's anyone's race here. Ethan Eckert now into the picture, into the top 5. He's working on the back bumper of Ellis. They get a big run right here to the back bumper of Forbes, and we have a battle for the lead once again. Falkingham underneath here, Win, and that's going to bring Forbes right back here to the front as well.
Oh, Craighead again, wicked loose, almost gets wrecked there by Dylan Jones. Craighead kind of swiped across the bumper. Talmadge able to clear both of them. Here comes John Ward to the inside. Daniel Falkingham 3 wide for the front. Here comes John Forbes for the lead. Had the bad restart. Going to try and dive bomb. Take it a 2-for-1 special here. Not going to work out, though. The middle going to get the help where it needs it. And that's going to be Kyler Wynn getting pushed out of the equation here on the bottom. Or sorry, John Forbes, kind of the similar paint scheme there on the bottom side. But 2 wide, up top 3 wide for third place. Can they make it work? Even Eckert into the wall. Here comes Casey Sprinkle into the picture. 6 cars. Throw them under a blanket.
Now, it's been like this all night long. You can throw pretty much the top 7 or 8 cars under a blanket all night long, including the heats. Casey Sprinkle now, the 59. He's making a charge. 17 to go here. And it's still anyone's race to win here up in the front. Malik Ray back in 12th with that damage, and it's going to be hard for Malik Ray without a yellow flag to get some of that fixed to make his way back up front and battle these leaders tonight.
Well, there's a fast repair. I wonder if he used it. Sorry to cut you off. I wonder if he used it to try and get back up to the front. It's good of no avail, though, because he got mired back in traffic at a start all the way in the back. Coming to 15 laps to go, though. There. 2. I mean, we're talking about big save from Dylan Jones. John Ward gets by both of them. He hits the 2-for-1 special. And, we talked about, tiered payouts with this car. Maybe at Darlington. But, I mean, you're seeing some great battling up front here by a bunch of people.
Yeah, you really are. And it's been exciting as we watch high up in the Goodyear blimp now. As Kyler Wynn leads it around Ellis now. Can he finally get back to victory lane? I know it's not the Thursday night Intimidator Super Speedway Series, which will return this Thursday night. But I'll tell you what, Ellis can really get his mojo back as we go to the 1987s as well as the car tomorrow. Two cars he loves to run here on the super speedways coming up in the next couple weeks. But tonight here in the street stock, he's looking strong as well. And we'll see if he can get that bad luck in the monkey off his back. It's been a while since we've seen the 21 to victory lane.
Great job here. Forbes. Oh man, looks like he may get clear of Ellis here, but Ellis up into the wall. Kyler Wynn doing a great job. He's trying to, stay in front of this field, stay in front of Falkingham, get the better of him after he was gotten the better of by Falkingham in the Nazareth 500 for the King of Talladega race. Those two battling up front again. Talmadge trying to rebound with Forbes. I think those guys work together, and you see it right now, them working on the bottom together. Blake Ray trying to hunt these guys down. He gets clear of Danny Barnes. He's got clear track. He's going to try and track them down. Falkingham to the inside with the help of Forbes. Block from Kyler Wynn. Going to stack up. Oh! Which gets into the back of John Ellis Jr. John Ellis Jr. moves on, and we're coming to about 11 laps to go here as we come down the backstretch.
Yeah, still some excellent racing here up front, but Kyler Wynn, a master class on the last restart, has put himself into position here to win the Sunday Funday race, but don't count out Daniel Falkingham. He looks to the inside. These two have battled in all the biggest races on iRacing. But Forbes can be spoiler tonight as he's still right behind this 82 as they are beating and banging right here off the turn. Kyler Wynn trying to lift that back end of Falkingham up just enough to get him a little bit loose, a little bit slow to make his move. He can't do it. He's going to try to do it here. To the inside is the 82, but I believe the 39 is going to have a little bit more drive off the corner, which would vault him here to the start-finish line first. They're actually going to bang a little bit as Falkingham, wow, barely leads that lap. 10 laps to go here now.
Banging there across the start-finish line, reminiscent of 2003 Darlington finish with Ricky Craven and Kurt Busch. Are we going to see another classic finish like that? John Forbes, a really awkward spot to get to both of those cars. Was able to lift. Cooler heads prevailed. Danny Falkingham almost clears. Kyler Wynn doesn't. Going to protect the top side. Knows Forbes going to look for it. Pack a little bit of air on the nose of John Forbes. He's into the outside ball. 3 wide for third. Ellis clear. Now to that fourth position. Looking 3 wide again. Kyler Wynn blocks Jonathan Ellis as they're approaching a lap car. That is pulled off the track. That was Lawless. Daniel Falkingham now leads.
Yeah, an awesome shot there in the chopper. That really gave our viewers a good look at what these drivers are dealing with, especially in the corners. Tire fall off happening now on this last maybe long run of the night. With only 9 laps to go, Falkingham now to the lead. Kyler Wynn trying to snatch it back, and here comes Jarrett Talmadge. He had fallen back for just a bit, but here comes the 16 when it matters most. 8 laps to go as the 1-6 now, looking to get back to the front of this pack, but Ellis still there, as is Forbes. It's shaping up to be a photo finish here tonight, man. I wanted to say something else. I'm so excited because this has been some really good racing.
Trying to line up. It's going to stack up the top side. Forbes going to dive down to the bottom. Ethan Eckert looking to clear Casey Sprinkle. They are battling. They have to go with what the runs give them. It's going to stack up in front of them. It's going to accordion back just like a super speedway. Back when this was ran in the 50s, this is considered a super speedway in the 60s because they're running about these speeds that they were back in those days. So you see the checkups and the accordion effects of the draft still very much a factor in this car. Not too much of a difference, but it definitely helps to have someone pushing you along.
Off turn number 4 here. Falkingham still in a drag race with the 16, but he's getting a great shove by Kyler Wynn right here into turn 1. 6 laps to go. Falkingham comes down just a bit, but he's going to block this field here and pick whatever lane is coming. He chooses here to stay in front of Kyler Wynn. As the 16 now underneath Wynn. Forbes looking for more as well. These drivers really going to start pushing it here in the closing laps. They've battled all night long, and ooh, wow, John Ellis looks to make it 3. For a second there, he did have the left rear, actually, of Wynn, but he's going to think better of that here as we go 5 to go at Darlington.
5 fingers in the air, 2 wide up front for the front 4 positions. Ellis going to be the first one, single file, and then everyone else 2 by 2 behind him. Big pinch off the corner from Falkingham, going to put him in the outside wall. Kyler Wynn looked to try and make it 3 wide, not able to make it happen, though. He's having to push along here. Talmadge doing a great job on the bottom side with Forbes. They're lined up. They are staying as close as they possibly can to the bumper. You see Kyler get him just a little bit loose, able to give the advantage to the bottom. Talmadge going to lead here at the line. Barely, maybe Falkingham, but they're still side by side into 1.
Side by side into 1. Here comes Talmadge. He wants it really bad, but can he get it? He's going to need help from the 13, and he's getting it down the backstretch. The 13 to the back bumper of the 16. 3 cars on top, though, with Ellis in tow of Wynn. He backs off just a little bit. Wynn gets loose into the wall. Ellis is nearly wrecking Casey Sprinkle, Ethan Eckert off the pace. And now that opens up the door for Forbes and Talmadge to really take a shot at here, your 2025 PGR champion. And it looks like Talmadge might have overtaken him right before the yellow flag, as John Ellis. Luck has just been excruciating over the past few months, and John Ellis falling down the scoring pylon. Involved in this one, and wow, what racing we had. And now we're going to have a shootout for the win tonight. Watch this. I mean, these guys literally 4 wide as Ellis gets into it with Craighead and Ethan Eckert. Craighead, man, he's been in a lot of accidents here tonight, whether his fault or not. As the 21 greets the 12 all the way down here, close to the inside wall. Looks like they're going to be able to, for the most part, hold off. But here comes Eckert, and he's going to turn the 21 here at the last second. And like I said, that'll bring out, I believe that was the 3rd caution flag of tonight. It's been a pretty clean race since the first 10 laps. But Ellis there and Ethan Eckert bring out this caution flag, which sets us up for a shootout.
And it'll be another green, white, checkered. No one going to come to pit road. We're going to run this one out. It's only one green, white, checkered for this race. Of Falkingham, he gets a good jump. He gets some battling side by side. He can walk away with this pretty much scotch-free if he just minds his P's and Q's and hits his marks. But you know, a lot of people up here hungry for a win. Talmadge looking for a PGR win. Not a super speed Intimidator super speedway win, but it's still going to mean a lot, especially against these guys, these competitors who are very, very prominent in the oval racing scene.
Well, we'll rack them up here, and we will decide this one in NASCAR overtime. And talked a little bit about the schedule coming up. It'll be 3 races left in the Intimidator Super Speedway schedule for 2025, and it'll all begin this Thursday night at Talladega in the 1987s. And then a week from this Thursday on the 11th of December, it'll be the Car of Tomorrow at Talladega, which was ran in Q3, one of my most fun races I was able to call during the last quarter. And then it'll be the last race of 2025. It'll be the 2025 PGR Championship at Daytona in the Gen 6 as Daniel Falkingham looks to go back-to-back as PGR champion. A lot of winners this year, though, and a lot worthy of that title. And then we'll ease our way into the PGR 500. But before that, we got to crown a race winner here tonight. And a few more here on Thursdays for 2025. It's been a good year here for PGR. In 2026, we will turn the page, and it'll look to be our biggest year yet. Falkingham, your leader, Talmadge to his outside. He'll have Kyler Wynn behind him. And Forbes here on the bottom. Yeah, I expect these drivers with the 2-lap shootout to go 3-4 wide here in a turn number 1. And we'll go green here this time by Pace Truck Lights Out.
Pace car going to pull down Pace Truck. That is going to pull down. Malik Ray going to try and look for a miracle to come to the front. Daniel Falkingham, look for him to probably go early in the box. You see Talmadge roll up to him as they enter the Geico restart zone. And there he goes. Green flag in the air. Going to all stack up towards the back. But they're side by side. Not the start that... Oh, Talmadge! He misses his shift. That gives the lead to Falkingham. He's going to absolutely drive away. Forbes looking for second.
Can't miss a shift this late. He's going to try to battle back here on the top. Win, obviously disappointed in that one. Forbes here pushing for all it's worth. Falkingham jumps up to the top, takes the run of the 16, opens up the door for Forbes on the bottom. Here comes Sprinkle and Eckert into the mix. We are side by side off 4-4, the second to last time tonight, coming to the white flag.
Daniel Falkingham going to lead at the line, barely going to get a shot from Talmadge though. Kyler went to the back bumper. They're 2x2 entering turn 2. Coming out of turn 2, Falkingham with the advantage and with the help on the outside. I think this is Daniel Falkingham's race to lose. Oh, but Forbes going to use him up. Going to absolutely use him up. Where is Talmadge going to go? Is he going to push Falkingham up into the wall? Dive bomb move from John Ward on the inside. Going to push him up 3 wide. They're going to sandwich all the way. Oh, big wreck. Big wreck up front. 4 wide to the finish. Who's going to get it? Oh, my goodness.
John Forbes, your winner over Talmadge. Falkingham falls to 3rd. Casey Sprinkle 4th. And apologies a little bit there on the camera. We got to get some camera packs here for Darlington because what a finish that was. We'll go back to the replay here as Forbes Jr. out of Rancho Santa Margarita, California, to victory lane. What a race. What a finish. And we'll watch this again here. Coming off 4. Watch this. Sprinkle, as well as Talmadge, did all they can. I mean, look at this. Look at Eckert and Ward, as well as Wynn. They're all wrecking. And watch these 4 coming to the checkered flag. Carnage behind him. But 4 abreast across the line. And look at that is your finish. Can you have drawn it up any better? The second car from the bottom, that is your race winner, Talmadge. Right above him, it's the 16. He was second. Falkingham 3rd, all the way at the top, and then all the way at the bottom. 4th place, Casey Sprinkle. 4 abreast at the line, separated by massive gaps. I mean, this is something you don't see too often. What a finish to this race. And wow, that was exciting. We hope everyone enjoyed that one, because that was amazing. And we'll watch it here again in real time with the drone cam. Jarrett Talmadge, that 13. Doran Falkingham, for what all it's worth here, 4 abreast to the start finish line. An amazing job. By Jarrett Talmadge as well to get second. But Forbes, your winner. We'll see if anyone comes up here for interviews. Not sure we're going to get any here tonight, but man, what a race this was, and I'm glad we were able to put this on the call here tonight. Forbes Jr. to victory lane. Jarrett Talmadge finishes in second. Daniel Falkingham rounds out your podium finishers. Casey Sprinkle, Nathan Harper, Dylan Jones, 4th, 5th, and 6th. That'll be your top 6 payout positions here tonight. Malik Ray finishes 1 spot out in 7th. John Ellis is in 8th. Cameron Craighead finishes in 9th. And Josh McCullough rounds out your top 10. In 11th tonight, Kenny McCullough Jr. battles back. Danny Barnes in 12th. Mark Vondell finishes in 13th. Kyler Wynn in 14th. Ethan Eckert in 15th. John Ward finishes in 16th. Tyler Vickery in 17th. Justin Johnson in 18th. Daniel Lawless in 19th. David Sheets in 20th. That's your 20 car. Well, then Matthew Baker in 21st. He then went up to race control here tonight. So that's your 21 car field. And what a race and an opening Sunday Funday it was. It doesn't look like we'll have any driver interviews tonight. None of these guys up here in the booth. My co-host has left as well to go do some race control duties. But hey, we'll be back here live Thursday night for the Intimidator Super Speedway Series. Got a lot of work to do between now and then. We'll also get the PGR 500 up and live on the website. Registrations this coming week. But we want to thank all of you for joining us here tonight. John Forbes Jr. gets the job done in a photo, an epic finish here at Darlington. Hope you all have a good night. We'll talk soon. Have a great one.